Olá, pessoal. How's everyone doing? Beleza? So, a quick tour of my kitchen. Let's build with a cat, un gato Guillermi. And here's where the lesson on pronunciation is going to be. Again, Bill is going to help us. See how he's got his tongue sticking out? That's the first lesson. Is you gotta get in touch with your a gente tem que conhecer a boca, garganta, os lábios, a língua. So we got to get to know the parts of these things that are making pronunciation. So we're going to start in the back. Ah, not garganta, back of the throat, ah. And then we're going to end with the front, in the front of the mouth, con e, or u. Those are towards the back. So in between, there's a whole range of sounds. You got I, O, and somewhere in those, some of those are very common in Portuguese and some are not. Sonais são comum em português. Em inglês, não. And reverse is true. So I got this as my notes this is our recipe, our dinner the other night. And there's 3 words I found on here that I think will help us. So the first thing that I heard on the videos is anything that ends with an ed. So the tendencia é pronunciar stopped, porque se escreve ed em inglês não é. It's just stopped. It's almost like it's S-C-T-O-P-T. So anything that ends with ed, maybe 90% of the time, you don't pronounce it. So this word, stopped, is just stopped. It's not stopped. The only exceptions to that rule are when you have a word like created. So if it has a T sound in there or a D sound, also D, antes, before the ed, then you pronounce it. So like created, you pronounce it D and then D. But otherwise, you don't pronounce the ed. Here's another example. Excuse me, mixed. So this one's maybe a little bit different. You don't say mixed, you just say mixed. And so again, there's no 2 D's there, no TD, so you don't pronounce the ED. Okay, so now the really hard one for Brazilians a lot of times is words that have TH in them. So here's where Bill the cat is my instructor. See how he's got his tongue sticking out there? You really have to get used to putting your tongue out there, and then sometimes it has sound, so and other times there's no vocal cords involved. So there's lots of different rules on when you do that, but at least for now I just want you to get used to seeing words that have th. Like here's one that's tough, 30, like 30. Now turd, you have to say 30. That's the way to do that one. It takes some practice and getting used to sticking that tongue out. And the last one is that I heard is like words that end in E. The tendency is to say words like livey for I live. So you wouldn't, now I livey, live. And then the I will call E in live. And now I leave, it's not, it comes from live. It's farther back in your throat. Now I lav, now I leave, na frente. Aí mais no meio, live. É uma coisa para experimentar, né? It's something you can experiment with. And if you want to record anything and practice, I'm glad to help. É noise, uma palavra que me ensinou Fernando. I think that's how you say it. Like, I'm here for you. Tá bom. Tchau, tchau, amigos.